Superboy number 23, written by Justin Jordan, art by Robson Roca and Marcus Toe. So last issue was a mess. Superboy enrolled in high school because there's some telepath there, and then by the end of the issue, a bunch of people look like monsters. So this issue picks up, and we see he's still surrounded by monsters. Crypto is on top of him, where at the end of last issue, Crypto, looked like a Resident Evil monster. This one, he just looks like a dog. Couldn't, one page flip here, and just totally different. But regardless, Superboy's like, my god, there are monsters here, I have to fight them all. And then Dr. Psycho comes in and says, hey, no, don't fight them. You're seeing things. It's not them. And he's like, oh god, Dr. Psycho's a monster too. I will fight them all back. So he activates his TK abilities. He throws off Crypto and Dr. Psycho, and then immediately goes after all the monsters. But the monsters just run away. Just gone. They're all sprinting away from him. And they're like, oh, Connor, please, you can't do this. And he's like, oh, no one's getting out of here. So he grips them all with his TK powers, and he's like, wait a minute. You all are struggling, but it's more so to run away rather than to fight me. Maybe I should have listened to Dr. Psycho. So immediately he snaps out of it. He sees that everyone is actually normal. And he's like, hey, sorry about that. And everyone sprints again. He's like, all right, that's fair. So then he talks to Eliza, that girl from last issue. And he's like, Eliza, are you the one doing this? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're just a freak like the rest of them. So at that point, we see another girl who has weird psychic energy coming off her. And Superboy's like, that's her. I see the psychic energy. I'm going to go get her. So he tries to run after her. Crypto acts as a bloodhound because she dropped her books. So Crypto starts chasing after her. A bunch of people get in the way as they're trying to chase. So Crypto uses his supersonic bark to get them out. And finally they come across the girl. And she ducks into a closet. Crypto just pounces, knocks down the door, but seemingly no one is there. And Crypto gets thrown out of the room, and Superboy is like, oh, Crypto, oh no, my dog, what did you do? And so Crypto's out of the fight, but then through the hole in the wall, we see another copy of Superboy, and he has red glowing eyes, and he's just like, oh, you're about to get it. And Superboy says, all right, cool, finally something I can hit. So Superboy v. Superboy here. They fight each other. They start going through all the walls in the school, and he's just like, I'm hitting it, but it doesn't feel like I'm actually doing anything. But, it definitely hurts when he hits me. Something is off about this. And the other Superboy's like, psh, whatever. So he keeps on attacking him. Finally, Superboy lands next to Dr. Psycho and who I think is Eliza, because she's changed her hair since we saw her 3 pages ago. I cannot get over that there is no direction in this art. Between pages, we lose track of what characters look like. It's baffling to me. But regardless, Eliza's taking care of Dr. Psycho, saying oh, you heard him. And he's like, what? How do you even know Dr. Psycho? Whatever. So the other evil Superboy shows up behind Eliza, and he's like, oh, you like her? I'm gonna beat her up. And Superboy goes to throw a punch. Eliza shields herself, and she's like, wait a minute. Why didn't you react to the other Superboy? I'm thinking this might be the same trick as it was at the beginning of these. Eliza, hey, look, sorry to scare you. I understand if you're afraid of me. Can I borrow your phone? And she's like, yeah, sure, I guess. She hands over the phone, and he uses the camera on the phone to see that the other Superboy isn't actually there, because clearly the phone camera can't lie. I don't know why his eyes don't just mistake him between the phone and his eyes. That doesn't really make any sense, but regardless, we see that it's actually just the girl causing this. And as he's looking at her, and he's just like, oh, I can see you now. And she's like, no one can see me, no one. And then all of a sudden the hand pops out and grabs the girl, saying, that's enough, Shift. So the girl's name is Shift. And Superboy's like, wait a minute, that's real. What's going on here? And we see standing behind Shift, having knocked her out, is this man who says, I'm Psycho Pirate. Just want to point out, he's wearing a golden mask, which is normal, but the mask has a psychic energy of a bunch of snakes coming off of it, because I believe the name of the mask is the Medusa mask, but this is a dumb interpretation of that. So, Superboy, it's more readable than the last issue. but shampoo bottles are more readable than the last issue. This is just, I don't understand what we're doing here. Okay? And I know I can only say that so many times, but like, I don't feel like Superboy has a story. I don't feel like it's just a connection of things Superboy has been thrown into and has absolutely no control over. And it's fine if you want to have a passive protagonist, but like, he isn't. He's doing things, but it seems like everything he's doing just doesn't affect whatever it is we're looking at. Like, this entire issue, he was chasing after a girl. We opened up with he can't trust his senses. And then we did it again in the same issue, and he learned nothing. And then by the end of the issue, he doesn't even get to the girl. Someone else shows up and does it. Like, every issue is like this, and it's frustrating me so deeply. So, do I like this issue? No. Do I expect anything better? No. So, I'm going to give this one... I mean, I know I gave the last issue something really harsh. I'm going to give this one a 4. That's just where I'm feeling. It's definitely not above a 5. It's just not good. And I got to say, art is a contributing factor, a major factor on that, because it doesn't feel page to page like there is any sort of cohesive narrative in the art. It just feels like the pages were drawn with one story in mind, and then the words were added in later. So, yeah, 4.